Welcome to this video. Here I'll be showing you how to use the cable block import functionality of Wonders. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to click on Bulk Tools and Cable Block Tools Import Connections. Once I click on this button, I can browse for an Excel spreadsheet that I have set up for cable block connections. On my desktop I've got this one, import cable connections.xls. I can click on it and I can say open. Now that it's opened up, you can see I have firstly a list of headings up top. These headings are actually situated in row 1 of Excel, and they are not just headings, but you actually have to fill them in the Excel spreadsheet. Right, firstly we've got our source tag here on the left hand side. So this is a source instrument panel whatever's tag number. The source type tells us what type of tag this is. Now in this instance these are instruments, and these two at the bottom are field panels, FFLD. Next is the table that these belong to. So this tag here, the source tag, belongs to the source table. Because these are instruments, they belong in the iIndex table. These are FLD panels and they belong in the panel table. Here you can give a description which will be filled in the description field. Next we've got the cable that these instruments or panels will be following. This is the actual cable tag number, and you can see the type of cable that it is in the C type column. So these are all instrument cables. Next to that is the length of the cable. These are all 10 except for the two JB cables, which are 200 in length. The destination tag is the destination of this source instrument going through this cable. So in this case the destination tag is either the JB or for the bottom two PLC. Next we can have the type. We'll see that these are field panels and the bottom two are card panels. They belong in the panel table, so that's why that is filled in there. And then we can tell it which block diagram these belong to. As you can see, here we've got the 300 LV010 going to the 300 JB004. And if we look at the bottom here, let's just open this up a bit more. 300 JBA004 goes to 300 PLC02. So in this instance, the destination, which is there, is used as the source on this side to continue with this connection. Right, so what we'll do now, just seeing that we now know how this thing is set up, we can click firstly on the Build Connections button. I click on it and all the connections are being built. Once the connections are built, we can click on the Create Block Diagram button. The block diagrams are created. Now I can close this down and I can open up on the left hand side, I can open up my Block Connect module. If I open up, for instance, Block Connect 300 JBA004, you'll see that our block diagram is already created. There you go. Also, open up the first one and see that it works. And as you can see, we have got a successful block import. I would suggest watching the following videos also, which are a continuation of this one. Bulk assign T-strips to instruments, bulk assign cables to instruments, bulk assign standards to components, and also using the auto core connect function. Thank you. This is the end of the video. Welcome to this video where I'll be explaining how to bulk assign T-strips to instruments. Right, in the previous video I did a cable block import, so I already have 10 loops and 20 instruments in this project. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to View and I'm going to open one of my libraries, either project or system. For this example I'll use the system library. I'll expand it a little bit so we can see. And as we know, we are assigning T-strips to the instruments, so I'm going to the T-strips tab of the library. Right, as you can see here, I've got a one group analog in, one group analog out, 8 group analog, 8 group digital, and a field bus J01 T-strips that are already set up that I can just drag drop onto my instruments. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on firstly Go Components, so that my Components module is open on the left hand side. Open up the Speed Tool components by pressing on the little plus, and I can click on All Instruments. Alright, here is a list of all the instruments that I have at the moment. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to select the instruments that I need for this T-strip that I'm going to drag drop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the top one, drag all the way down to the bottom one. I'm going to leave those for now. I'm just going to work on these 10. First thing I'll just use, for instance now, the AI plus minus, and from the library I drag it onto these selected instruments. As you can see in the bottom, building library items, building T-strips, and once that's done, we'll have a look at what it looks like. So now we get a message box that tells us update completed for selected components. I'll say OK, and now just to make sure this actually worked, let's go to All Instruments and I'll open the top one. Alright, when this is opened, you'll see that my instrument now has a T-strip, and the T-strip has 3 terminals, plus, minus, and an empty one. Then, just to make sure this went through for all of them, I'll open up the last one so you can see that it actually happened for all 10 of these. So there you go, 300LT010 has also got terminals on its T-strip. That is how you assign T-strips to instruments in bulk. Thank you for watching this video. If there are any more video requests, please log on to our website.